And we really feel bad for this poor man who is searching his daughter for last 5 years. Because the accountability factor is very important. We all are in public domain. If we are judges, we cannot expect that we know every law. We also learn every day. These lawyers teach us. They educate us. And sometimes a young lawyer can educate us better and we may change our view. Because as we say, you also deal with law, we also deal with law. And law keeps changing because society, it caters to the need of society.
Yes.
And that's why we call it a dynamic phenomena. So learning should be continuous. But this kind of, you have to inject this thing in their mind. Any lapse, despite that, would result into a very serious action. You must tell them.
Absolutely.
This is very, very important because in public domain, things are not really in order, particularly in the context of police and police investigations. Every day, we have about 10 to 12 petitions where people are either lamenting, sir, they are not registering our complaints, or that we have made a black sheep with false allegations in the complaint made. So don't let people settle their scores through exploiting your agency. So do it.
Yes.
The program, we will take it on record if we are not fit of it, but action thereupon must be reported to us.
Within a fortnight, we'll start this training.
Please start it either at state level or rather you do it at zonal level.
We'll first start at the
Initially,
zonal
we
level,
are
sir. And
At zonal level, and then thereafter you may have. And let your DG also attend these zonal programs.
yes,
Because his presence will make a difference.
yes.
yes.
Let him convey our this concern to him. Now you take a seat. Yes.
Lord Para 2. It has been decided to take following corrective measures in order to have effective, fair and more efficient workshops for the investigation officers should be conducted to minimize the failure of prosecution during the course of trial. It will also help to control the faulty investigation and acquittal based upon faulty investigation. Separate training programs for the police officer engaged in regular investigation and special investigation like offences under POCSO Act, crime against women and cyber crimes. Formulation of detailed guidelines is under consideration which will be placed before the Honorable Court soon in order to achieve the aforesaid goal. Without any further delay, the aforesaid training program will be started within a fortnight. The tentative training program is however enclosed as annexure such and such. The aforesaid orientation program of training for the police officers investigation. Today we have filed the compliance report. That habeas corpus petition.
Oh, that habeas corpus. Ah.
My Lord, apart from action to be taken, my Lord, because my Lord directed on the last date to show what is the roadmap in respect of action to be taken further. So that, my Lord, we have filed, my Lord, today, and including the general effective steps to be taken. My Lord, the steps which are required to be taken in this particular case for searching of gun, the entire roadmap, my Lord, has been filed today.
Speak slightly louder.
Yes, I'm sorry. My Lord, we have proposed, my Lord, two type of action to be taken, my Lord, further. First is, my Lord, in this particular case to find out the corpus, we have suggested, my Lord, that now, if my Lord may see this compliance report, page 3, para 3. We are going to, my Lord, re-examine the concerned witnesses who may have any relevant information having a bearing on the matter of missing corpus of Miss Geeta. To get narco test, my Lord, for narco test, we have again applied of this Sonu Kalawar, because he is willing to provide the consent, because without consent we cannot. So the application has been moved. The case is listed before London GMFC on 28th of this month. Sonu Kalawat, whose confession was recorded regarding the missing corpus. For that purpose, again an application has been moved before learned GMFC. Further, it is submitted that permission for narco test to be conducted on Jitendra Prajapati, Savita Prajapati, Neelam Chedar is being sought from learned GMFC. My lord, a charge sheet has been issued to the concerning SHO after conducting the detailed exhaustive departmental inquiry, appropriate orders will be passed. It has also been
He is
decided.
Abhay Pratap Singh or Akhand Pratap Singh?
नहीं अभय प्रताप सिंह
Abhay Pratap.
Yeah.
It has also been decided, my lord, that the efforts will be made for identification of unidentified dead bodies of adjoining estates, whose photographs will be shown to the father of corpus. The investigation team of the present case will work under the active supervision of SP Guna, who is already the head of the SIT, and he will issue the necessary guidelines. Well, these are the actions which is proposed in this particular case. Now, my lord may come to page 1. This is general, my lord, because it cannot be denied, my lord, that there are serious lapses on the part of investigation officers. So, my lord, we have also proposed, if my lord may come para 2, page 1 of this compliance report. The officers, my lord, including we had talked to the DGP, my lord. We will also expand it to throughout the state, my lord. Now, I'll read, my lord, what action
No, you also make DG aware of this fact.
we have made. My lord. Yesterday, my lord, we had a talk to DGP, and DGP at his own level will expand it to the entire state of MP. And he is principally agree about the suggestions made by and advice given by me, my lord.
One thing more,
My lord.
in this case,
My lord.
DGP has filed affidavit
Twice.
twice,
Yes.
and his affidavit
Yes.
runs contrary to facts on record.
Yes. Sir.
It's a very serious matter
My lord.
for DGP to address upon. For the reason,
Sir.
DG is not supposed to have first-hand information of investigations being conducted at district level.
Sir.
Because of the lapses at the end of the district police, the coordinate bench called upon the DGP to file an affidavit.
Yes.
His two successive affidavits do not divulge this incriminating material on record, suggesting serious lapses on the part of the persons conducting the investigation.
Yes.
Imagine a situation where DGP has filed an affidavit
Sir.
which runs contradictory to the material on record.
Material in the case. Yes.
You have seen last time the SIT reports.
That's-
It means even he is not apprised of the correct position. If the head of the department is not being provided with the correct information regarding investigation,
Yes.
what can we think of these officials if a poor person or any person for that matter approaches the SHO or police station? What kind of treatment would be meted out to such normal poor citizens of country?
That's really, my lord, a matter.
I wonder if he would be allowed to get inside the police station to lodge a complaint. It's a very serious matter and you must, your ADGP is here?
Yes, yes, sir.
Verma, Mr. Verma, I request you, you please apprise him. You are a very senior officer. We respect all officers. But all said and done, such situations force us to cause your personal appearance in the court. And believe us that we do not we do not draw any pleasure out of calling you people, because at the cost of public duty you come to the court.
Sir.
But it's a situation like this constrain us to call you. And all said and done, you may treat it my request or a suggestion to please apprise DGP. It is high time. He must take stock of situation zone wise, and zonal head must take stock of situation district wise, and the district SP must take stock of situation police station wise.
Yes, sir.
Let it be a regular feature. Otherwise, what would happen, as I have said, that if there is a trust deficit, if people are not having any kind of hope to at least get the police help in investigation, what kind of reputation police will enjoy in public domain? So, purpose of calling you here is only to express our anguish and also make you aware how you can improve upon the system. Damage has been caused in this case. This fact is well explicit from the record. Therefore, please apprise him and let him ensure that there is a regular, effective monitoring, ensuring that not only the functions of these at different levels, but you also take care of the fact persons doing investigation are also properly trained.
Yes, sir. That is
As
one.
I understand, in some of the districts, constables are officiating as head constables.
Sir.
I believe constables are class 4,
Class 3, sir.
class 3. Now, investigation is being done by a constable. What would be the quality of investigation, as this person doesn't have a training, doesn't have an aptitude for investigation. So you need to, from whichever level you want to entrust the investigation, be a head constable or hire the inspector or for that matter SHO,
Yes.
please tell them, because it is not their fault also, because they are not aware. Result is that sometimes they register complaints which are based on false accusations. Sometimes they refuse to register complaints which are otherwise genuine. Look at the diatoming. Such things should not happen. In Lalita Kumari's case, what Supreme Court has said, you don't refuse to lodge an FIR means that first you get a complaint, call upon a person against whom complaint is made, verify the facts. If some cognizable offense is made out, you register the complaint
So,
and then start your investigation. But this fear psychosis which people have, that false complaints are being registered, there's another hazard of your police activity. So you please ensure this fact also. There is a regular refresher course for these persons, and tell your DG that he should be very serious on this issue, because not only the persons who have committed lapses, but persons who have also ignored despite having supervisory jurisdictions. Maybe whatever you want to do, but let people understand that we have expressed our dissatisfaction, anguish, and we really feel bad for this poor man who is searching his daughter for last 5 years and is now at a receiving end. But for the court's intervention, probably this case would not have seen the light of the day.
and we have come up with a training program for police officers, sir.
It has to be on a it should be state-wise.
Yes.
I want Madhya Pradesh state to be one of those states where you have periodical refresher courses for these persons who are involved in investigations.
Right.
And it's not only, let these your young IPS officers also, let them also undergo this kind of courses.
Yes.
Even we conduct the refresher courses for our judges
Sir.
of district court, because the accountability factor is very important. We all are in public domain. If we commit some lapse which lacks bona fides, even we would be vulnerable in public eyes. I'm not saying that every time what we decide, we decide it impeccably. We may commit mistakes, but our action should be bona fide. And this silver lining is applicable to all such forces or stakeholders in public domain. We should act bona fidely. Sometimes you may not succeed. That's a different issue. But your action should not be polluted with any kind of subjectivity. It should be objective. Sometimes it may not be possible. You can say, sir, we are trying level west, we have done this exercise, we have done that exercise, we have gone here. So many things are there. If the court is satisfied that police force has really applied its mind, worked honestly, but situation is such that it is not possible to reach to the object set for, then definitely court also understands this fact. But if your action is tainted with a kind of malice or bias or lopsided, then definitely you would be commented upon. This is our concern. And I will, you please ensure this and give us the report regularly on this issue
Yes.
regarding training of your officials
Yes.
to conduct a fair, impartial and objective investigation,
Yes.
so that public at least repose some faith. At least you can reduce the faith deficit.
Sir, we have given an annexure of a training program, sir.
Today.
That's an introduction.
Yes.
I want action.
Yes.
I want action.
Yes.
And I expect you to please place on record on a memo that these batches have been trained on these subjects by these persons. You may also engage judges,
Yes.
our retired district court judges, or for that matter, you can also request the district judge, because they are the persons who are dealing with these cases, who can also apprise these persons what are the loopholes in your investigations.
Yes.
You plug those loopholes. You also engage the counselors. Mehans, as a Nihans, Bangalore.
Nimhans.
Nimhans. You can also take help of the counselors. These counselors will also train them mentally, because unless you have aptitude for the police investigation and aptitude for learning, both things are very important. You must also learn. Just because you happen to be an IPS officer doesn't mean you know everything.
Yes.
If we are judges, we cannot expect that we know every law. We also learn every day. These lawyers teach us. They educate us. And sometimes even a young lawyer can educate us better, and we may change our view. Because as we say, you also deal with law, we also deal with law. And law keeps changing because society, it caters to the need of society.
Yes.
And that's why we call it a dynamic phenomenon. So learning should be continuous. But this kind of, you have to inject this thing in their mind. Any lapse, despite that, would result into a very serious action. You must tell them.
Absolutely.
This is very, very important, because in public domain, things are not really in order, particularly in the context of police and police investigations. Every day, we have about 10 to 12 petitions where people are either lamenting, sir, they are not registering our complaints, or that we have made a black sheep with false allegations in the complaint made. So don't let people settle their scores through exploiting your agency. So do it.
Yes.
The program, we will take it on record if we are not fit of it, but action thereupon must be reported to us.
Within a fortnight, we'll start this training program.
Please start it either at state level or rather you do it at zonal level.
We'll first start with the
Initially,
zonal
we
level,
have-
sir. And
At zonal level, and then thereafter you may have. And let your DG also attend these zonal programs.
Yes.
Because his presence will make a difference.
Yes.
Yes.
Let him convey our this concern to him. Now you take a seat. Yes.
Lord, para 2. It has been decided to take following corrective measures in order to have effective, fair and more efficient workshops for the investigation officers should be conducted to minimize the failure of prosecution during the course of trial. It will also help to control the faulty investigation and acquittal based upon faulty investigation. Separate training programs for the police officer engaged in regular investigation and special investigation like offences under POCSO Act, crime against women and cyber crimes. Formulation of detailed guidelines is under consideration which will be placed before the Honorable Court soon in order to achieve the aforesaid goal. Without any further delay, the aforesaid training program will be started within a fortnight. The tentative training program is however enclosed as annexure such and such. The aforesaid orientation program of training for the police officers investigating